Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the first installment on Broken Reviews. For this first review, I've actually got a little treat here. This here is the DJI Osmo Pocket, which is due for release on the 15th of December. It is, however, the 12th of December. Please don't ask how I managed to get my hands on this, but the important thing about it is, for this particular review, this is not a review sample, it's not a beta test sample, this is the actual commercial release unit. Now, what usually happens with reviews is that people get pre-production or releases of hardware and software, and it's not actually the final consumer release. This unit is a consumer release model. Now, I must confess, this is actually version 2.0 of this particular unboxing. The first one didn't go so well because I actually decided that this, because of the circumstances of me needing to fly around and actually end up in a hotel room in order to bring this to you. I'm not in the studio, I haven't got assistants, and I decided to actually mount the camera over to my head, which resulted in basically half of the screen being seen. So I've changed my rig a little bit and decided, monitoring the vision probably is a bit important. But enough from that. Still have all the plastic wrap if you're really interested, and if you actually think it's not legit, I will release the half-cut version of it all. The other thing about it is, in the very first review that I did of this unit, there was actually a firmware update. I took a screenshot of that, and I'll put that in the somewhere in this video when I cut it all together. So as I said, this is break of embargo, and well, this is broken reviews, so that's what we're breaking. First things first, this is the Note 9, Galaxy Note 9. It's quite a large phone, matches up against the case quite nicely. What DJI did with the packaging, however, is a little bit sneaky. If I can get it off for a second time, it is really wrapped on tight, and more than likely, well, I've done it, I've torn it. More than likely, you're just gonna get frustrated trying to pull this thing off. And I've ripped it again. But in the so-called, I hate that sound, so-called unboxing experience that DJI leaves you with. Well, the unboxing experience is just frustrating. There we go. The first thing that they give you is this interesting thing called Osmo Shield. It's basically insurance. So I'm not quite sure, the guys in DJI financing and marketing must really get in on their stuff, because this is additional kind of finance stream. By offering up insurance, then you get this stuff. More information, visit DJI. It's made out of this interesting kind of cardboard box that the last Osmo and DJI is quite fun to make. But the actual impression of the whole thing is, well, this is all you get. This is what you get for your $330 US. Not gonna even mention how much it was for me to get this pre-production model. But it comes in a slick kind of case, buckled. Kind of nice. You get a zillion sheets out here in regards to compliance. Please don't film bad things. Quick start guide, which is always good. Little lanyard that's actually well designed. USB cables, and interestingly this is the system that they've decided to use. It's a that's the lightning one, which I won't use because I'm a Android power user here. But you get a lightning connector system, sorry, a USB-C connector system, and it's basically converted the C system over to 90 degrees and landed it with pads and what I think is a magnet. Nope, this is a hard piece. The actual Osmo unit itself, in comparison to the Note 9, it's tiny. It is tiny. So then, you know, you peel off all the usual plasticky stuff, including telling you how to turn the unit on, fire off the shutter button, etc. The screen here is actually a touch screen. So we pull this off. Trust me, that's going to get lost, and I'm sure, you know, you can always pick up a DJI spare somewhere. They've obviously taken the leaf out of Apple and decided that one of the other ways that they can develop revenue is just by making sure that you need dongles and things that get lost for everything. It's pretty much the opposite of professional stuff, professional equipment. Professional equipment is designed so that you don't lose things in the field, because you know, it's not so much a cost issue in professional work. It's more the frustration that if you have lost a vital little component like this because it's just bumped off or there's nowhere to keep it, well, you've lost footage. So turning it on is quite interesting. Double press, gimbal activates. Hello, welcome to DJI. And there you go. The system operates basically by a swipe down and a swipe across. So this has got the so if we swipe across straight away, you look at photo, video, slow-mo, time-lapse and pano. Photo mode 16:9, 4:3, 3:2. Countdown is always kind of handy. So the photo mode, the video mode, this is quite interesting because it's got a mode of 4K 16:9, 1080p 16:9, okay, nothing else, frames per second 30 and 60. So no option to blend it with 24 frames per second at this particular stage. Little bit disappointing. I guess we're all gonna have to start shooting in 30 frames. Slow motion does what it does, which is currently topped out at 1080 by 4 times speed. Time lapse. This is interesting with motion lapse system. Okay, that's just straight up. With the motion lapse system, you can actually, I am not quite sure what to do there, but you can actually set up points for the and I must apologize for that very brief interlude. As I said, I'm shooting in an apartment, trying to get this done, and yeah, as fate would have it, ran out of battery. So anyway, this is a tiny little gimbal. It is actually the same system that comes on the Mavic Zoom, which I just happen to have over here. And just for comparison, let's just put the two side by side up here. Unlock that. So that's the relative dimensions we have here of the two gimbal units. Fairly small. And these are fixed focus lenses. So the zoom here and the Osmo Pocket, as you can see, 2.3 fixed aperture. Is it 2.0 fixed aperture? 2.0 fixed aperture. System with the Osmo Pocket has an approximate 2.8. The Osmo Pocket has an approximate 2.8 millimeter field of view. You can see just by the very size of it, the unit is smaller. And just because they have the same sensor, they've gone with a little bit of the Mavic 2 Pro kind of look, the square sensor system. And what's apparently meant to happen is there's a whole series of ND filters which DJI is going to actually release, and they just magnetically lock into place on top there. Here's the thing that does annoy me a little bit with DJI. I'm starting to call them the Apple of China. They've taken out a book where there's little dongles and everything required. Now, if you're actually going to do professional type video, even professional vlogging and blogging, audio is one of the things that separates things. In fact, the system that I'm using right now uses a Rode capsule microphone connected ironically to a GoPro. That's because action cameras have crap sound. Just by inspection of this unit, about what I'm getting and guessing is that the microphone? This tiny little thing down there, subject to a lot of noise interference, and your palm's going to be in the way even if you're not. I guess you can hold it like that. There's no directional mics that I can actually go off and pick, so I don't expect the sound quality coming off this to be great. But for a solution and of course a price, DJI will sell you an accessory that will mount to the bottom and give you 3.5 millimeter inputs. From what I can tell, however, the software doesn't allow you to go off and play and balance it. It's just auxiliary in. So I don't know the impressions because, again, I'm not a officiated reviewer, so I don't get all the dongles with it. But it's things like there's a GoPro type mount which is meant to lock in on the side up here somewhere, because there's no screw-in on the bottom. So there's nowhere for you to mount this easily on any sort of accessory unless you go off and buy another add-on. Pull a focus wheel. It's an addition on there after you lose this little bit. And how the thing about it is, with this tiny little screen, how are you supposed to actually tell whether you're in or out of focus? I don't know. As I said, this is literally an unboxing. This is literally an unboxing video, and literally the first video I'm actually gonna upload to YouTube. So my guess is it has to always work in the tethered like configuration. So when you marry that up with something as massive as the Galaxy, come on, work. No, I've already done that. It's on. So interestingly, it seems to charge the phone using USB-C. Now, the Osmo is also, as I said, marketed as an action gimbal. It's not waterproofed at all. It does feel solid. That's ABS plastic there. There's a little bit of this rubberized stuff which I tend to hate because it turns all gunky and gooey after your hand acids start to etch at it. And the entire gimbal and sensor system is made out of aluminum. It's basically one huge heat sink. Tethering it to your phone, however, you've only got this dinky USB, and as you can see, just rocking it a little bit disconnects the system. And this is done here without a case. Now you can just imagine how annoying that would be in the middle of your shoot. I've seen a few people claim you can just hold it like that, but that's not solid, and that definitely starts to worry me. This USB-C port of mine gets used and abused quite a lot with a zillion devices, and this is a brand new phone, but I can just see with multiple click in, clicks outs, it's rocking already. And this is not worn, it's a new phone. So the way to actually use it is to hold it effectively like this, and I can see people with small rig systems going off and maybe building a handheld rig around it, but then that defeats the whole purpose of having something this small. You then, in comparison, end up with the form factor of probably my most hated device in the entire DJI stable, which is this piece of I love and hate this thing in equal measure at all times. This is the Mobile 2. Yes, it's not the Ronin. I have the Ronin, and from where I'm actually going, which is the reason why this is a very, very short unplanned segment, even this unit here is too big and bulky. And look at this stupid design that always drops down on there. But look, in comparison, it's chalk and cheese. Can you use the screen by itself? Well, you're not gonna get any technical awards with this tiny little dot pitch screen. It's good enough for you to swipe. I mean, it's fairly coarse. DJI reckons you can tap and go, but you can see how coarse the segmentation is, and it does take a while, and while you're doing that, you're vibrating your unit. However, the alternative is to use what I'm currently recording with, which is a GoPro. If I had actually organized myself a little bit better, I would have shown you this. And this is the skeleton case of the GoPro. So in comparison, this has the best in-camera digital stabilization in the business, the GoPro 7 Black. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to go off and test it, maybe even see, it would be cool if I could actually test it on a UAV, but seeing that I've got the zoom and this is exactly the same sensor, well, it's not really going to be much of an image upgrade. However, it would be interesting just to mount this together with the zoom and just have a look at comparison footage, but that's going to have to wait until I come back from Siem Reap. But this will definitely be utilized down there, getting into some of the smaller areas and off gimbal limit reach. So it does actually have soft lockouts, which is a good thing, which is a very, very good thing. Slow 4 times. The other thing to note, however, is when you do upgrade, you will need to have an SD card. So make sure that you've got an SD card free and able to go in. I do like, however, that DJI has learnt from every user of the equipment screaming at them about the SD card configuration. There is now a little thumb cut out. Thank goodness they finally freaking listened to us. So my overall opinion and impressions, well, it's got its own little niche. This thing is literally pocketable. If you're a vlogger, if you're a filmmaker, you now have absolutely no excuse whatsoever not to have good stabilized footage in your pocket, because literally, look at that, locks in and it's beautiful. Well, that is if the lens would swivel the right way. Does the lens swivel the right way? Oh, please tell me it swivels the right way. Protect the lens. Come on. Have I got this right? Wrong way. DJI, please teach me. Yes, have I? Yes. That, and that. Okay, cool. So it does. I'm just stupid. I do apologize. DJI, well done. The case actually protects the lens. Incidentally, this silly little thing locks in there and it does poke out, so I guess that means I can actually, nope, can't, bounces off. So I guess that's designed purely for me to charge. Nope, because that's designed for me to charge. It's just designed for me to leave in the case so that I can snap it off. Well, anyhow, my impressions of it initially are good. I'm holding back my final verdict until I get some real footage on it, and as is the new name of this particular channel, Broken Reviews, this will be put through its paces when I go off and do some filming. Anyway, thumbs up if you like this style of review that I've given from a point of view and a general unwrapping and my impressions as a filmmaker. Thumbs down if you thought all of my single man footage sucks. I can tell already it does. And subscribe if you want to give me the impression that you would like to actually see more other equipment reviews as they come by. It's 2019, pretty much everything's done, so it'll be an interesting show to see what happens. Upcoming, I would love to actually go off and see what happens with the Sony A7S Mark III, hopefully around on the corner. But anyway, again, thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'm gonna get some sleep and I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye for now.